where at least one person has been killed after he was swept away by floodwaters in Busagwa village in Busia County. The 24-year-old man drowned as the floods continued to wreak havoc in Budalangi and neighboring areas, displacing over 40,000 people. Okusa is on the ground and now joins us. Okusa, what more can you tell us?
Well, Dennis, there's a lot of things happening here in Budalangi. Right now, we are on our way to a place known as Magombe for a rescue mission. We have joined the members of the search and rescue team here, led by Mr. Thomas Mango. And of course, there's also the Coast Guards who went earlier. A lot of families are still being evacuated from their inundated homes. This has been going on for the past 2 days. And as you've mentioned there, of course, these floods have already claimed one life. And this search and rescue operation is something that is targeting a lot of sub-locations here that are worst hit by the flood waters that began about 2 or 3 days ago. And we are seeing lots and lots of people. We are talking of 40,000 people and plus who have been displaced so far, and still a lot are fleeing their homes. And right now I'm joined by Mango. Mango, just tell us briefly how grave is the situation right here.
My name is Thomas Mango, leading the search and rescue mission. We are doing this search and rescue mission led by Inspector Juma from Kenya Coast Guard Services, and I am leading the search and rescue mission, also representing the Budalangi or Bunyala Disaster Management Committee. We have also gotten support from CDF, Budalangi CDF, with some boats which are helping in the evacuation process.
So far, how many people have you managed to rescue from their homes? Where are you taking them?
Yeah, we have managed to rescue a number of families. I can say that at least over 20% of the families have already been rescued. And as we are rescuing the families, because of the corona epidemic, right now, as we take people to the camps, we are considering the social distancing. Hence, we have advised the communities, particularly the displaced families, to take their people, particularly for integration with their families and neighbors. Also, we have instructed those ones who are able to hire or rent houses to rent, so that we reduce particularly the population in the camps. But those ones who are not able to hire or join the relatives or families, we have taken them to the public institutions on the higher grounds, and we have over 20 primary schools and other public institutions that are hosting the families from the displaced communities.
Okay. So which are the worst hit areas as far as you're concerned?
The worst hit area is Bunyala Central with the 2 sublocations. We also have another sublocation, that is Hajula sublocation, which was the first to be hit, followed by Bunyala South, which has Osieko, that is Obaro, Bulwani, and Rukala. Those sublocations have been hit both by floods from River Yala, River Nzoia, and backflow from Lake Victoria. As we speak now, we have more than 8 sections of the dikes that have breached, and those sections are also giving in a lot of water to the settlements. And the other area that is also giving a lot of havoc is particularly the waters from Siaya County, which has also caused a lot of damage to the people in Bunyala South.
Okay. What are some of the, for instance, humanitarian needs or assistance that maybe the people who are being hosted at the camps probably may need at this time?
One of the crucial needs that is required is we have tarpaulins. We have families that we have already evacuated, but the classrooms are full. So we need tarpaulins to help put up makeshift tents. The other aspect is particularly the family tents. We need the food. We also need particularly health facilities, hand washing facilities. We have a few that cannot be able to manage the entire population that we have already evacuated.
Well, we are made to understand that such a magnitude of flooding happened here very many years ago. Maybe you tell us how the situation has been over the years.
As much as we have had flooding of the El Nino rains in 1998 to 2000, and the flooding of 2003, 2006, 2007, and 2011, but this one is so massive, we can only compare it to the flooding that that happened in the year 1961 to 1963.
Okay, so for instance, today, once we get out of the boat right now, what exactly is going to happen? Just take us through it quickly.
Yeah, we want to alight at Magombe. While at Magombe, we intend to evacuate the marooned families at Habanga ECD. Those families, we have more than 10 families which moved to Habanga, intending that Habanga was on the higher ground, but because of the waters that are coming in, we have to evacuate those families now. We also intend to evacuate another family which is marooned in a house, a mother and a daughter who is expecting. We intend to also to evacuate 3 staff of a public health facility, that is Muhobola Health Facility. We intend to evacuate 3 staff who are marooned in the hospital.
Okay. Thank you very much, Thomas. Dennis, that is Thomas Mango, one of the people involved in the search and rescue mission here in Busia County, specifically here in Bunyala and Budalangi in general, where thousands of people have been displaced by floods after River Nzoia burst its banks, and of course he has also mentioned there River Bunyala and River Yala burst their banks sometimes back, displacing people from their homes. Earlier on in the morning, we witnessed families that have camped on the dikes. Some have camped by the roadsides after their houses were submerged. We've also witnessed huge destruction to crops. Of course, that also sends panic in these parts of Kenya as far as food security is concerned. And besides that, of course, other issues have also come up in terms of health. Children need medical supplies. They fear that there could be outbreak of waterborne diseases, and of course malaria, being that some of these families are just putting up on the dikes and lack stuff like mosquito nets and of course fresh water. So we'll be here, we be part of this search and rescue mission, and of course we'll give our viewers updates in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you, Dennis.
Well, Okusa, thanks so much for that report. But before I let you go, just a quick one. You've talked about 40,000 people that have been affected and displaced. And the gentleman you're just interviewing there has just said that they're evacuating more families and they're taking them to higher grounds. Just to briefly just tell us, where exactly are they taking them? Because this is such a huge number.
Yes, Daddy. So it mentioned that they've set up various rescue or evacuation camps or centers in different parts of Busia County, and in Budalangi they have a camp that has been set up at Bukoma Primary and Secondary. There's another one at Lunyofu Primary, Bumadea Primary, Starlet Academy, Port Mixed Primary, Bubangu Primary. Actually, they're close to almost 15 centers that have been set up to receive those who have been rescued from their homes following the flooding. So that is what is happening actually, but it singled out some of the evacuation centers like Nandekere and Namalo, which he says are, of course, and Mundere campus, where so lots of the families have currently being housed or accommodated as they continue to rescue more people from their homes. Back to you, Dennis.